The thing about data for innovation that I think people get confused in my mind, is it's less about innovation, it's more about invention. So I don't think there's any data without creativity, there's no creativity without data. So that's the harmony, because I think there's a debate, there's a struggle between data and creativity and which one exists. That's rubbish. They both coexist together, and that gives us invention. It really gives you this. Not only is it real time, not only does it give you insights, not only does it give you the ability to course correct, not only does it give you the ability to predict, not only does it give you the ability to look historically, it's without the foundation of data, there is really nothing, there is no foundation to build upon an idea. So that's, data is always informed. Now, as a creative, what's interesting is people think, oh, start with a blank page, you can do whatever you want. Well, that's also rubbish, because creatives want to solve a problem, and data typically helps influence what that problem is. So the role for data for innovation, to answer your question specifically, is ubiquity. It has to be everywhere. Just pull the pieces that you want. The challenge is the noise. Take away the noise and find out what those signals are, and then, who knows, maybe you can create happenstance. And all I care about is moving people forward, moving humans forward using technology. And I believe that's what data helps. So my advice for people when they actually want to start with data, firstly, there is no starting with data. Data exists anywhere. What is the most important data to understand? What is the need that they're trying to solve? Start with a human. What are we trying to do to make sure that people are moved forward? Well, look at the things that you want from the insights from all these noisy signals. So what are the insights that you want? How do you actually determine where data plays a role? And is that presenting something to somebody, or is it seamlessly sitting in the background and just doing stuff? The beauty of data is it does all of that, you know? So whether you're trying to find the right person, right place, right time with the right message, that can all be done with data, but you have to think creatively about it. Don't just go to the what and the how, start with the why. The purpose, the reason. With that, you'll be able to understand what are the things you're trying to achieve, what are the tools you're going to do to achieve it. Does it have to be a real-time dashboard? Is it a historical thing? Do you want an hourly pings with data? Do you want big data, little decisions? All of those things are available to you. And I think once you've actually determined what it is you want, you can actually design your data strategy around that. The analytics part of it, in my mind, is part of the beautiful presentation of all of that. But start with the insights for the why, then the how and the what. As a forecaster, trends for the future is really hard to think about, because the future is when? In 2 minutes? 2 years? 20 years? So, you know, the trends are going to be in the flywheel, exactly what the SAS conference is all about today, acceleration. That acceleration happens in a number of places. In the physical dimension of where technology is changing our behavior. So whether we wear things with this distraction, blah, blah, blah. I met recently with a musician who said, I want to look out and see faces, but I look out and I see phones. I'm like, oh, you poor bastard. That's kind of where we are today. But that's the culture where we are. When we get sort of savvy with some technology that makes us feel like we're an infant, we're only just starting to understand what that can be. So the physical devices will calm down, and we'll be starting to use the data for ways that we want to understand what that can do for us. So that's one thing. Big ideas around what data can do for the future, that's one thing. Second thing is clearly physical hardware device. It's going to move away from being sort of perhaps on our wrist and our face and embedded in our person with sensories. So that sort of thing is going to come. In fact, I saw a hack with you guys back here, which is using sensories to understand humidity, temperature, sound, all of these things that are being controlled by a little device back here that you guys 3D printed and hacked. So a blend of digital and physical together. But really the trends, if you ask me specifically about forecasting, when people's behavior change, with it so do ideas and devices. Because consumers always outpace, in my mind, where technology is today. And how they use it will make it determine whether or not it's contagious and whether it becomes part of the popular culture. But brands that reflect culture changes, marketing also is something that's really quite beautiful. Lots more social, lots more physical things, a lot more experimentation, a lot more bloody data, so good luck with that. But a lot more understanding that what we're doing is trying to move humans forward by using technology as the basis for that. So I didn't really give you any trends apart from this overarching bloody statement about what I think is going on in the future. And hopefully that's a little helpful.